Good morning, everyone. Good morning. And welcome to the 2025 BCA Etaikyo Perpetual Memorial Service. My name is Michael Endo. I'm the Executive Assistant to Bishop Marvin Harada at the BCA, and I'm honored to serve as your chairman this morning. This morning's service is hybrid, meaning that it is being conducted here at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple in person with a number of select members of the BCA and the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, and it is also being broadcast via YouTube. So I wish to thank all of you who have gathered here this morning here at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, and to all of you who are joining us at home on YouTube. Yesterday morning, as part of the National Council meetings that we've been conducting over the last 2 days, Reverend Dr. David Matsumoto shared with us a beautiful poem in his Dharma message during the morning opening service. It is a wonderful coincidence because I had planned to also refer to this poem this morning. Thank you, David. Yeah. In the foreword of the BCA's 75th anniversary commemorative book from back in 1974, then Bishop Kenryu Tsuji quotes the beautiful poem by Mrs. Wariko Kai, the founder of the Kyoto Joshi Gakuen, or the Kyoto Women's Educational Institution, which was the precursor to today's Kyoto Women's University. And the poem reads, Iwa mo ari, kono ne mo aredo, sara sara to, tada sara sara to, mizu no nagaruru. Bishop Tsuji translated this poem as, over and around the rocks and the tree trunks, the water flows on, the babbling brook flows on. Tsuji Sensei goes on to explain how this poem describes the Isseis, the Japanese first generation here in America, and their way of life, and how they did not succumb to the obstacles before them. They might have been deterred, but they persevered, reciting the Nembutsu regardless of their circumstances. The Nembutsu was an unfathomable source of strength. Tsuji Sensei's words remind us that it is through this important annual Eitaikyo Perpetual Memorial Service that we remember with a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation the many, many BCA ministers, leaders, and members who have returned to the Pure Land before us. We thank them for persevering through good times and difficult times, paving the path that allows us today to move the Dharma forward. And it is through this service that we reflect with gratitude for our past and a vision for our future to see to it that others are able to encounter and the joy that the Nembutsu teaching brings to our lives. This morning's service, we will begin with the Sambujo, the three respectful callings of Buddha Amida, Buddha Shakyamuni, and all Buddhas of the 10 quarters to join us in this morning's Dharma gathering here in this hall. That will be followed by the Hyobyakumon, the aspiration, which is the pronouncement of the purpose of this morning's service. And following that, led by Bishop Harada, we will have the chanting of the Sutra Amida Kyo, which is on page 101 in the large purple books that are in front of you in your pew. Today we will be reciting the Busetsu Amida Kyo, also known as the smaller sutra on Amida. This is one of the 3 Pure Land Sutras of Shin Buddhism and has traditionally been chanted at our BCA Etaikyo service. The other 2 sutras were chanted last year. The Kanmuryo Jukyo Saho, or the ritual on the Sutra of Contemplation of Immeasurable Life, was conducted at the 2024 BCA Etaikyo service in Sacramento, California. And many of the ministers participated in the Muryo Jukyo Saho, or the ritual on the Sutra of Immeasurable Life, prior to the 2024 BCA Ministers Fuken Summer Seminar. And so at this time, we would like to begin with the Sambujo, followed by aspiration and the chanting of the Amida Kyo.
Namam Davats, 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 Namam Davats.
Hyobyaku. Today, the members of the Buddhist Churches of America gather for our annual Eitaikyo, Perpetual Memorial Service. We pay deep respects and reverence to the past ministers and members of our churches, temples, and national organization whose shoulders we stand on. We especially have in our thoughts and minds the dedicated ministers that we lost this past year, the late Reverend Charles Kenko Hasegawa, the late Reverend Akio Shoyu Miyaji, the late Reverend Rebecca Joren MacDonald, the late Reverend Eijun Kujo, and the late Reverend Hirofumi Hakubun Watanabe, who also served as Bishop of the BCA. We cannot express in words their great contributions to the propagation of the Buddha Dharma in their ministerial careers. As our BCA theme expresses, we have a deep sense of gratitude for our past, but we have a deeper sense of our vision for the future. We must put forth the same dedication, the same sacrifice as our pioneering ministers and members, and move the Dharma forward to future generations, especially to those who have yet to encounter or have even heard one time Namu Amida Butsu. May our service today be an opportunity for us to commit ourselves to share the Dharma with a world that deeply needs the teachings. Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu, Naman Butsu. Setsu Abida Kyo Nyoze Gamo Ichiji Butsu Zai Sha E Kokugi Juki Kodoku On Yodai Bikushu 1250人区海税大やらか首相知識長老者利本マカモ県連マカカショマカカ千年マカクチラリハタシュリハンダガナンダアナンダラゴラキョボハダイビンズルハラダカルダイバカコヒンナハクラヌルダヨゼト初代で死病消防三魔か三文樹死理法事愛多母三賢だ課題母三上心人母三陽両勢と初代母三牛釈大官人と無料商店大祝理事文語長老者利本十税裁法果十万六分道右世界明暗極楽合道右文語阿弥陀根源在世法者利本異道在世法者利本異道 三宝大王非国土脈一生脈根性脈当初絶好者利恩正善男子善女に脈信者応答本願小非国土者利本領が根者詳細小文風化思議空読必勝仏道役小説が不可思議空読日差税後釈迦牟尼仏の偉人な慶宇史事のシャバ国土道辱悪性公辱賢辱煩悩辱修上辱明辱中徳阿のくたら三脈三宝大一生修上先世一切世間南進使用シャリ本統治が の五辱悪世行死難事徳和のくたら三脈三宝来一切再世間世死難死死を税人難仏世死教義他利本義小美苦一切世間天人アシュラと文部諸説歓喜真珠さらいにこ無線阿弥陀経ナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブナマンダブがんいしくどく平等性祭道本菩提心往生ナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツナマンダブツ。
Next, we will have a musical video offering, the Nembutsu by Akira Tana and his group Otonowa. Thank you. Next, I'd like to call on Reverend Kiyonobu Kuwahara, the resident minister of the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, who is going to offer us a brief explanation of the very unique altar here at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, the Onaijin. As you may notice, it is a little bit different from what we're the Onaijin. As you may notice, it is a little bit different from what we're Onaijin. As you may notice, it is a little bit different from what we're the resident minister of the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, who is going to offer us a brief explanation of the very unique altar here at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, the Onaijin. As you may notice, it is a little bit different from what we're
You may not be able to hear the discussion on the side. The stream coming from BCA has stopped, so we're waiting for it to send in out in the middle of the here. Please bear with us.
Institute of Buddhist Studies, which are really next door neighbors. But the origins of the Buddhist Study Center begin at the Berkeley Buddhist Temple. So there's a long history of both associations with that. And I think because of that, again, many years ago, the image of a Buddha was brought from a temple in Honshikoku to the Berkeley.
Can we have speakers? It's hard, there's scenery stuff. So as Rinban noted, the image of Amida was brought by a minister from Japan, from Shikoku to the Berkeley Buddhist Temple. And since I was talking about the close association between Berkeley Buddhist Temple and the Institute of Buddhist Studies, and if you've been up to the Jodo Shinshu Center where the Institute of Buddhist Studies is based in Berkeley, the Berkeley Buddhist Temple is back in the backyard of the Jodo Shinshu Center. So there's a fence and a gate connecting them, and so it's very convenient. And that's why a lot of Berkeley Buddhist Temple members volunteer quite a bit at the Jodo Shinshu Center when there are events and things need to be done. So, you know, people like Judy Kono are fixtures at Jodo Shinshu Center, and Reverend Kuwahara services both the Berkeley Buddhist Temple, and he's also a JSIO, and he's very responsible for the courses and all the ministerial training that happens, because he's the one that talks to Japan and makes sure that we're in alignment here as we do these courses with what Japan wants to see, what Kyoto wants to see in the courses. So he does all of that negotiation and going back and forth. And by his efforts, we've been able to do now 2 Kyoshi training sessions here rather than having the aspirants go to Japan. You know, it's part of what I was able to take part in last November. Tokudo I think will always be done in Kyoto because just because of the nature of the actual ordination. But even that, the training that's done here preliminary to going to Japan, Kuwahara Sensei has been very fundamental to getting those things done correctly, so that we actually arrive, we meaning the U.S. aspirants, arrive, in my opinion, better prepared than many of the Japanese aspirants, because we don't grow up in a temple. Many of the aspirants coming from Japan are from temple families, you know, and many of them are very young, in their late teens, some of them in their almost mid-teens, like 16, 17. Others are in their early 20s, but many of them are temple family members who they're expected to take over from their dad and run the temple, similar to Mikame Sensei's situation. But she had 2 brothers who were also ministers, so she came here. Any word from Berkeley? No, nothing. So, any questions? Yeah, it is a little warm. We'll see if that helps. Let's see. I will take one announcement out of the way. So on March 11th, we will have our second session of Living a Shin Life in a Period of Uncertainty and Fear. Some of you have already signed up, and I appreciate that. So it's in the latest Dharma. It's on the website. If you have questions, you can certainly let me know. The idea is to have an open discussion. It's not recorded, so to just express the feelings that people are having with everything that's going on right now and how we deal with it from a Shin perspective or from a general Buddhist perspective. So there's not going to be a lot of lecturing or anything like that. The idea is to have you all talk, and then we'll discuss, and we can offer ideas and so on. I will come prepared with a few things to say on things as there are gaps in people talking, but it's an opportunity for you to be able to express what you're feeling in a safe environment. This is not a place for getting up on a soapbox and saying what you think should be done or how you think things are wrong or so on, but how you feel about it, right? So we're not there to take anybody down or to promote anybody up. It's just the idea to get your feelings out and how we go about life. So that's again Tuesday, March 11th. That's at 7 p.m. We'll have in person in the boardroom, and then we'll also have Zoom sessions. So if you're interested, the links are out there. There's copies of the Dharma in the back, and so there's a QR code on the flyer that's in there. And then if nothing else, you can just email the office or email me, and we'll get you signed up. Yeah, it's not just us. So what they were saying is other temples, Palo Alto, San Francisco, and San Mateo, are also reaching out saying we're not getting the feed. So it's not us. So it's not much that we can do about it here except wait for them to resume the feed. Okay.
I think we'll conclude our service here at this point, and as soon as we go out Hondo, it'll come back online. So don't go too far. No, we'll conclude this morning's service, and I'm sure it's going to be on the BCA's YouTube channel. And so if you'd like to hear Reverend Shinseki, who is a speaker at this year's BCA Etaikyo Service, you'll be able to hear Shinseki Sensei on that YouTube channel. Thank you very much for being, yes. Yes, absolutely.
Good morning. My name is Jeannie Nakano. I'm representing the Sangha Support Committee. Kenji Akahoshi, Reverend Kenji, Dr. Kenji, Reverend Dr. Kenji Akahoshi is present. So I'm under a little pressure to make this announcement. So he is going to be our guest speaker for Sangha Support in the multipurpose room 2 weeks from today. So it begins at 11:30, so you'll come into the multipurpose room, have your refreshments, and the seating will be right there in the same room. So we invite you all to come. It will be Sunday from 11:30 to 1 on the 16th of March. He will discuss Shin Buddhism from a contemporary view. The key word here is contemporary. Shifting from please to thank you. So from please to thank you, that's the shift. That's the key word here, thank you. And revealing benefits for a joyful guide to life. Wouldn't we all want that? A joyful guide to life. So please come and listen to Reverend Kenji. To sign up, call the office, or we have a sign-up sheet in the office. You just merely go in and say you'd like to sign up for this special speaker on the 16th of March. Thank you. Thank you.
just a real quick announcement on March 7th, which is this coming Friday, you have a chance to do Panda Express again. So this is to support BWA. The code that you need is 9000. There's 3 zeros, okay? And 791. So again, it's 9000791. And thank you very much from BWA.
Hi, I'm representing Eco Sangha. I'm Harriet. And so on this same day, sadly, Dr. Kenji, Dr. Reverend Kenji Akahoshi is speaking. There are some of us that are going to go on a field trip to see the Repair Cafe at Mountain View Senior Center. It's from 11 to 3. You don't have to actually leave here, be there at 11, but if you want to go there later, you could. It's at 266 Escuela Avenue in Mountain View. And from what I read, that the volunteers come every 3 months to help repair things. So people who love to grease stuff might repair your bike. And people who like to do electronics would help you repair your toasters. And people who like to stitch may like to help you sew up your seams or something, or whatever. But anyway, there are lots of different talents people have. So hopefully, my dream is to have a repair cafe here. That I've talked to a couple of people, and I think it's possible. So there are other field trips that we could do also to different repair cafes later on. And also, I'm just reminding you, I'm not going to go on and on about my spiel for the art contest, but the deadline is March 30th, and the theme is sustainability. Hope you will contribute something. Thank you.
In May, our Gotanye service, our guest speaker will be Bishop Harada. But also on that day, we will have, Bishop Harada will officiate Keishiki service. And during a Keishiki service, Dharma names are presented to those who participate in that service. There's a registration form for that in the office. It's been, I think, in our Dharma this past issue. And there is a $50 registration fee that's associated with that. But during following the Gotanye service, there will be a Keishiki service in which people who are registered, who participate in that service will receive a Dharma name. And the Dharma name, again, is, as a participant in this Keishiki service, you'll be able to participate in the selection of your Dharma name. The BCA has a form that you fill out, and a selection of name characters that you can use as a part of your Dharma name. So again, that's at Gotanye in May. If you would like to participate, please let us know. Also at Gotanye is our annual infant presentation, so please let us know if you would like to participate in that as well. Are there any other announcements? If not, thank you very much. Let's conclude with Ondokusan. If you please rise. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm a bad MC, chairperson for this. I want to thank Brandon Uenaka, who's our AV person this morning and facing many challenges. And then Mas Nishimura, who accompanied us this morning. Thank you very much, and have a
Join us for refreshments in the annex.
thank you very much, Ray. Please come forward for a shoko.